Threads of Change: How Shivam and Ishwari are weaving passion, purpose, and innovation with the Crocheting Company. Welcome to the Spark series where young minds and big ideas come together. Today's guests are breaking patterns, quite literally. We are speaking with Shivam and Ishwari, the founders of the Crocheting Company, a brand that crafts beautiful crochet keychains and customizes crochet pieces that carry both creativity and emotion. At an age when most kids are scrolling through social media, Shivam and Ishwari chose to thread needles, weave dreams, and create something handmade in the digital first world. Their story isn't just about business, it's about passion, patience, and the courage to do something different. Welcome, Shivam and Ishwari on Creative Bharat.
Thank you so much for having us here.
We'll make sure this opportunity would be great for us.
Tell me how your journey with crochet began. What drew you to this art form?
First of all, I would like to apologize for my voice. I've spoiled my throat today. Today, I feel I can crochet. I can bring any thought to life through crochet is only because of my previous school, Swadha. There, crocheting was taught in the curriculum since in a very young age. I learned knitting when I was in first grade and crocheting when I was in my third grade. Initially, I did not like crocheting at all. I was forcefully made to do it. But later on, I picked up interest, and that's how my journey with crocheting began.
And mine began with the idea of able to do or make something out of a yarn, a ball of yarn. And Shivam really helped me in it. He was the one who taught me how to crochet. So, yeah.
How do you come up with new designs?
When I started crocheting in third grade, I didn't know any crocheting terms like what's single crochet, what's double crochet, what's half double crochet. I used to blindly imitate what my teacher is doing. But later on, I got well versed with all these terms and I could read patterns of paper. And now, finally, after almost 10 years of crocheting, I can think of an idea and I can just make it out of my imagination.
Shivam, you're breaking a common stereotype, a boy running a crochet business. What is the motivation and some of the reactions you got from people?
Whenever I crochet with a lot of sense of pride because I love crocheting and the reactions that I get from people are rather very pleasant. I'm very glad I get those kind of reactions. It's not the kind of reactions that one would think I would get as a boy when I tell people I do crochet. It's very positive. It's like people are pleasantly surprised. They acknowledge that it's a skill, and regardless of my gender, I know this skill.
And what do you think your journey says about creativity, that it's beyond gender, age, or expectations?
Personally believe that any creativity or any art form is much beyond any gender, age, or identity. If I am doing any art form, for example, crochet, I have to keep aside my gender, age, or identity so that the art I'm doing translates into the most purest form I can.
Ishwari, how do you stay confident and emotional in doing something unique?
I stay confident after like what I get the reactions from, like after once I make something out of a ball of yarn, I make something which my customers like. They give me a good reaction to it, and which makes me very happy, and therefore I feel really confident about it.
When did you both decide that crochet could be more than a hobby, that it could become a business?
So it all started when I started learning crochet from Shivam. And after a few months of getting the hang of it, I could really think like of doing it more than just a hobby. So I proposed it to Shivam, and therefore here we are.
Here, I would like to thank the Orchid School who gave us such a big opportunity because I always knew I wanted to do something about this, but I just couldn't find the right opportunity or the right platform. Here, when I came in Orchid School, I knew that if I take the subject entrepreneurship, I'll get the chance to start a small business, and I knew it had to be crocheting. So I'm really grateful for the
Me.
Orchid School.
During your first sale or the first customer, how did that moment feel to you?
Oh, so my very first customer was my own close friend, and initially we just made few random keychains and we showed it to her, and she was really happy seeing it, and we felt really good seeing her, and she took it. She was initially gonna only take it for her, but then she also took it for her friend, and she gave us like she bought two crochet keychains which were really nice, and we were really happy that day.
We were supposed to start this venture in January this year, but because of people's suggestion, we had to start it in December itself. People were so eager and curious to buy stuff, and as it was Christmas, we were making cherries. So that was our first product that we sold.
Nice, very interesting. How do you manage your time between schoolwork, social life, and running the crocheting company?
Crochet is something I like to do when I have free time. So a timetable really helps me to do it. So when I make a timetable, I make sure I also put some free time. And that free time, all I can do is crochet, because crochet is such a relaxing thing to do, and it just gives me some time for myself, and it's just not for the screen time or anything. It's just my time which I give it to myself. I can do anything while crocheting, can watch something. So it's really cool. I like it.
And if you could scale your business globally, which countries would you love to sell to and why?
India would be the greatest option of all of them, because India is very artistic in a sense, and I feel like crochet would really work here the best. But other than that, Europe is a really good place because it is the one who invented crochet. So yeah.
Shivam, let's talk about your family. How did they react when they found out you were passionate about crochet? Um, I'm sure the reaction may not be that sudden because, like you said, you've been doing it for last 10 years. But making that a business, how was your family's reaction?
Um, I had to stay back after school in third grade. My principal of the old school suggested my parents that I should stay back because I wouldn't do crochet very willingly. So they used to make me sit and do crochet. So that's how my parents were first introduced to the concept of crochet because I don't think anyone knew what's crochet. Um, I'll clarify what's crochet. Crochet is done with one hook, which has it's a twisted hook, and it's done with wool. So one hook and a wool. That's crochet. Any puppet, keychain you see with wool is most probably crochet. Coming back to my parents' reaction when I started the business, I used to keep on crocheting even when I was in ninth, I was in 10th, and I told them that I'm doing this as a business, and they were very supportive regarding that. The first lot of raw materials I bought, my mother gifted them to me. Even her mother gifted the first raw materials to her. And I'm very grateful to my parents because whether it was my 10th boards or it's now in 12th, usually parents will say that, Arey, why you crocheting? You need to study, it's your boards. But my parents have never done that. I'm very grateful to them that they find me responsible enough that I can balance my time between crochet and my studies. So thank you so much.
And Ishwari, what about your parents' reaction?
So initially, my parents were very shocked about it. I was never a artistic kind of person. I would never paint, I would never draw anything. So seeing me crochet and get into some artistic stuff, they were really shocked and they were also very happy about it. And yeah, as he said, they also gifted me the first hook and my first everything so that I could start with it and learn it. And they are very proud of me when they see me crocheting, when I show them something new which I made. And also my grandma is also very happy about seeing me crochet because she used to say, I used to do it when I was your age, now I don't. And now she is seeing me do it. It feels great for her and she feels very happy seeing.
Very nice. You're part of a generation that's deeply digital, yet you chose something slow, handmade, and mindful. What is your take on it?
When we started the Crocheting Co, before that, I was not on Instagram. I didn't know how to operate Instagram. But Ishwari suggested that we should come on Instagram as the Crocheting Co's handle. And she had to teach me the very basics, like how to operate the app, how to post, how to put stories. And once I got how to do that, we made social media as one of our strongest points. Today, we make reels about our crochet, showcasing our crochet. We make entertaining reels where we have a script and all. And the last thing we made for Instagram, we made a stop motion animation where our crochet products moved on its own. It was very well received, and I'm very grateful again that I didn't know how to use Instagram before, and I could come on Instagram through crochet.
And it is also very helpful because we can meet other people out there who crochet. They give us more ideas about what do they do, and we can just innovate more because of what we see on internet. And we also have some demerits. No, it's not demerits actually, but we also like try to get out of social media sometimes while we crochet so that we are with ourselves.
Let's talk about partnerships. When and how did you both build this venture? What was the very first thought, and how did you proceed in collaborating with each other?
So it all started when I learned how to crochet from him. And after a few months, I was like, I'm prepared for this entrepreneurship business thingy. So I just asked him and he said yes.
Initially, I didn't know where to begin with. So the weaknesses that I have, she fills them in as they are her strengths, and it's vice versa. The weaknesses that she has, I think somewhere I fill them with my strengths. For example, initially social media wasn't my thing. She helped with that. I made a lot of stock initially in enthusiasm, and it was just there. She helped in actually selling those, finding people. So it's always been like that, where we both help each other in building the crocheting co.
It also builds our friendship. Then.
I'm calling that as a crocheting company, but you are calling it as a crocheting co. Are these two terminologies different?
We, when we were finding the name, what should we keep the name? We very thoughtfully thought that crochet has to come in it so that it's people know what is it about. And we thought of keeping it as a company, but we thought it would sound too formal, and Co would sound better, as within us, Co is not only company, it's about collaboration, it's about companionship. And that's why we like to call it the Crocheting Co rather than the Crocheting Company.
Wonderful. I'm also going to address it as the crocheting co. What advice would you like to give to young people who want to follow unconventional paths and about partnerships in this young age?
I feel like people should follow whatever they like, and you're too young to think about anything else. Just do what you like is what I would say. And also about partnership, if your partner is a great friend of yours who can help you with anything, or even like small conflicts you can solve with the person, feel like partnership is a great thing.
I believe that partnership always bring in something with them. Like if I am falling short with something or I need help regarding something, she'll be there, she'll help me, and vice versa. I want to give an example regarding this. It was April, and we got an offer for being a part of a fair where we could put up our own stall. And unfortunately, she was traveling to Germany or Europe, I think so. I had to do it alone, but it was a very great learning experience where maybe if she wouldn't have been my partner, she would have missed out on such an opportunity. And that was indeed a great learning experience for us. So, coming back, partnership always brings the positives out of the business.
Thank you so much for joining us today and for inspiring so many young creators to find strength in their uniqueness. I wish Crochet Co. a very bright future, and I hope to meet you both again when you have crossed more milestones in your organization. Thank you so much for your time and being part of Creative Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you.